there's been any like attitude problems because in this day and age, you're looking at kids coming through the ranks that are insanely intelligent or insanely stupid. You know, like, and they are almost a $100 million publicly traded business now. Dave Portnoy turning Barstool Sports into what it is.
Yeah.
There's so many kids my age and younger that are looking at those personalities and being like, I want to be like them. But most of those guys' characters, like, they're good guys. I've met some of them. They're great guys, but their characters that they play on screen are assholes.
Yeah.
And that's what they see, and that's what they're inspired by. So when they go into radio, like you were saying, like, they're not the same problems you had, but, like, they're coming into this and wanting to be the most brash, raunchy dude in the business, and you're just thinking, like, what are you doing?
Well, interesting you say that, and I'm going to cut you off on purpose. So Dan Le Batard, right, ESPN.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what Dan Le Batard did was he went to a mainstream media outlet, ESPN, which was the most buttoned-up, tight-knit, no political views, no nothing. You do the news, you do a radio show that we agree on, why Colin Cowherd left, why everybody's leaving. And Dan Le Batard said, no, I'm going to do a funny show that's borderline insensitive, not like politically or racially or gender-wise or anything, but borderline dropping F-bombs everywhere. We're going to do variety. We're going to have a wild animal expert on once a week. We're going to do this, and you're going to see our numbers. And rating executives can't mess with numbers. And he blew this up. And I was on a show, Kenny and Crash, The Freaks with Kenny and Crash on Fox Sports 910 for a couple of years. And what I explained to people, like, we were the daily show of sports shows, where you're going to get sports, but you're also going to get some cringy moments. You're going to get borderline F-bombs dropped, and you're going to laugh your face off. And that's the future, in my opinion. So when you bring up the Barstool thing, Barstool went this way. Like, Barstool is its own entity, like, but finding that perfect middle ground, I love it. I love talking crap just about, I don't know, I went on a rant once about cereal. Like, it doesn't have to always be about sports. You can be an a-hole sugar-coatedly and make it work and still have it be a sports show. It doesn't just have to be Barstool or just have to be a boring librarian-led sports show.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the beauty of this time. And Dan Le Batard he trailblazed it. And he won't get credit. But people in sports, you could see that he trailblazed it. It's not for a lot of people, but for the people it's for, is more than for the people it's not. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I see it from that perspective, like the Dan Le Batards and the Howard Sterns, like, they could get wonky, but at the same time, I feel like they keep a lid on it. Some of these Barstool shows, like Big Cat and PFT Commenter, I think,
Mm-hmm.
what is that, Pardon My Take? Mm-hmm. That show, like, those guys can go off the rails sometimes to the point where it's like, I don't think the guest is like, you guys have a big platform and they're not going to walk away, but, like, that's something that someone would just get up and walk away from your show from,
But they found a niche and they're just exploiting it. And that's the thing. You're right. Like, those guys probably aren't like that off camera.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a character.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's fun to play, but it's like, I just see it as they found a niche at a perfect time. And that's not negating what they've done. I mean, obviously, what they've done is incredible, and how Portnoy's kind of polarizing, but he's become this great philanthropic, charitable guy, donated a bunch of money, does his pizza reviews. Like, he's got things that are relatable. But still, like, as a sports entity, people don't go there for sports information. They go there to be entertained, and it happens to be about sports. So it's just a different animal. But yeah, I mean, there's room for everything if you can find a way to get there, find an audience, and find a way to make it profitable.
The other guys, what was his name? John Boy. Jimmy O'Brien with John Boy Media. Those guys just Jersey Shore Yankee fans. For whatever reason, people levitated toward all of his reels, all of his game updates, all of his game recaps, and he was able to turn that into a mainstream thing. Now he's going on sports radio shows. He has his own platform. They just put a giant billboard right in front of Yankee Stadium with their faces on it. They're just two normal dudes who are able to make their own thing. They didn't go to Barstool Sports. They didn't go to Fox. They didn't go to Yes. They were able to build their own brand. And it's just two dudes who probably didn't even think that was going to happen, and it just turned out that way because people levitated towards them.
Yeah, and the godfather of all of it was Bill Simmons.
Yeah.
So Bill Simmons was a fan. He started the BS Report, which was a podcast before anybody knew. That was like 2005. Even before that, he started the BS Report. He got picked up by ESPN. He started Grantland, which was a huge writing success, and then The Ringer's blown the roof off with podcast. I didn't know that he was just a fan. I thought that he was hired, and then I was like, whoa, I read his backstory. 10 years ago I read it. It's like, he's living the dream. He's a Boston fan. Started a podcast, got picked up by ESPN, and then he's done everything ever since. Like it's there. But what I implore to people is, and this is so stupid. It's gonna sound so dumb. Like it's not live your journey. Keep blinders on for what you want to do, and don't look at like it'd be great. Like you can idolize people, but they're the top 0.1%ers. Chances of that happening are slim. Just is in this business. It's like being a rock star, being a movie star. It's just, but that doesn't mean you can't put out a good product, make money, and be happy with what you're doing. Like both can be true. Both usually are true.
Yep.